What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasher. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close. We are now 247 subs away, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, we are. 247 subs away from hitting 500 subs, and who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell. But as I've said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because now more than 70% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. What would you consider to be the best archetype of 2024? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking of archetypes, today's video we actually have a brand new archetype. Ooh, sorry guys, I accidentally hit my desk. Anyway, there we go. Sorry guys, sorry, I had to fix my tripod. Anyway, today's video we actually have a brand new archetype that will be in in the set known as Supreme Darkness, and it's known as the ARG Stars archetype. Obviously, ARG, probably the short term for alternate reality game stars. However, it's meant to be read as Argo Stars, which I'm not entirely sure if that's really the case, but obviously since this is a brand new archetype for us, judging by the 3 traps, it seems as if it's basically a deck where it mainly revolves around the trap cards, which also get treated as monster cards, if you will. So basically a monster trap archetype, I guess, if you will. Kind of a weird one, but honestly, I'm actually excited for this one, because usually with these types of archetypes, usually they end up they end up doing pretty well in terms of the meta, and they do they do pretty well for a pretty good length of time, and then just over time it ends up becoming like a rogue deck, kind of like a anti-meta strategy, if you will, and then that anti-meta strategy ends up becoming a meta strategy over time. So it's pretty cool. I find it pretty cool. And honestly, I'm looking forward to talking about these new cards. There's only 5 though for now, but I'm pretty sure. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably be getting new support sometime in the next year, because we found out that this set in the TCG will be released on the sometime in January, which is around the same time that that Alliance Insight will be released will be available in the OCG, funny enough. So I can't wait for this set. It's gonna be insane. But let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, we have Argo Star. We have Argos, Adra the Laurels. I'm probably like butchering the names, and I do apologize, but there's the card. Definitely waifu material, naturally, and it is a 4-star Earth Warrior with 1800 attack and defense, and the third effect is a once per turn, and the first one reads during your opponent's turn you can't. If you control a continuous trap as a quick effect, you can banish this card from your hand, change the attack of one face-up monster on the field to 0 until the end of the turn. Second effect reads, if this card is normal summon, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous traps and their effects for the rest of the turn. Third effect reads, you can banish this card you control, place up to 2 Argos continuous traps with different names from your hand and or deck face up in your back row. So basically, it's as I said, the 3 traps, they're all monster traps with very unique effects, I guess, if you will. And I believe the monster effect of each of the traps are pretty much the same, I guess, but this is actually a really good Rota search. So three copies of this and you're pretty much just golden. So funny enough, I think the idea is for you. The idea for the deck is to have three copies of this, a Rhoda, a Terraforming, 3 copies of the Field Spell, which I'll talk about here in a bit, a few other maybe a few draw cards. Excuse me, like perhaps I don't know. I guess maybe shard, 2 copies of shard of Greed, maybe some maybe a Pot of Prosperity or something like that. Excuse me, and then the trap lineup is all monster traps, which could be the 3 traps that are in this archetype, plus a shit ton of others that are just absolutely insane. Like maybe 2 copies of Zoma the Spirit, maybe 3 Tiki Soul, 3 Tiki Curse. And you're pretty much just off to the races from there. I think that's the idea. I'm not entirely sure, but funny enough, again with its third effect, you can take 2 Argos continuous traps, put them face up into your back row, and I believe that's when you can go ahead and special summon them, and they become monsters right there, which is pretty crazy. But now we move into the field spell, into the said field spell, which is known as Argo's Home Stadium. Which the artwork looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like something out of what's that? Oh my god, what's that one anime that I saw that I had seen a long time ago? The Irregular at Magic High School. I think is the anime. It kind of looks like something out of that in a way, but that being said, Home Stadium is obviously the field spell, and it has 3 separate effects. The first one reads: once per turn, you can pay 1,000, add 1 Argos card from your grave or banishment to your hand. Basically a DDR, but instead of special summoning cards, you're adding cards to your hand, which is really cool. Second effect reads: each time a continuous trap is special summoned from the back row to your field, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Third effect reads: once per chain, if your continuous trap card activates its effect in the monster zone while you have a banished Argos monster, you can target a face-up card your board controls, negates effects until the end of the turn. So not only can you add cards from your grave or your banished pile to your hand, in a way it's kind of like Graveyard Rhoda, I guess in a way, but you get to deal 500 points of damage to your opponent every time you special summon a continuous trap. Which, funny enough, you're gonna be having a shit ton of trap monsters to special summon right off the bat. Even I would say also a Shade Brigadine, but I think Brigadine is a normal trap. I think Shade Brigadine is a normal trap, so that doesn't count, sadly, which is kind of bullshit. But what's even more crazy is that Shade Brigadine, you can set it and then flip it face up later on in the turn, which is actually kind of crazy. But also you also have yourself sort of like a mini imperm, if you will, with that third effect, which is really cool. Now we move into the first of three monster traps, and the first one is Argos Tidal, the Purple Lightning. And I believe all three of the monsters, all 3 traps have the same special summon effect. Let's see. Hang on, guys. Yeah. Okay. So they all have, I believe they all have the same second effect, where it says well, so the second effect is sort of the same, but they're pretty much different from one another. But let's get down to it. So Tidal's effect reads warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Second effect reads: once per turn, you can discard 1 card, special summon this card as an effect monster, which is a 4-star light warrior with 2000 attack and defense, with the following effect. It is also still a trap. Then you can add 1 Argos card from your deck to your hand, except this card. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can place this card in your back row face up. That little bit right there is exactly what I'm talking about, where the effect is all the same, which is pretty crazy. So, next one up is Argos Campaign, the Flying Swallow. Is it swallow? Yeah. Which actually looks pretty cool, I have to admit. But it is a continuous trap, and the effects read as follows: your warrior monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Second effect reads: reads, once per turn, if there is a continuous trap in the monster zone, you can special summon this card as an effect monster, which is a 4-star light warrior with 1800 attack and defense, with the following effect, and it's still a trap. And then if you have any banished Argos monsters, gain 500 life points. And of course, the effect is the same. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can place the card in your back row face up. Next up, we have Argos Ito. We have Argos Ito, the Dragon Slayer. And just like the other two, it is also a continuous trap with the following effects. Warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Second effect reads, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon this card as an effect monster, which is a 4-star light warrior with 800 attack and defense, with the following effect, and it's still a trap. Then, if you have any banished Argos monsters, you can return one card on the field to the hand. And again, once per turn, quick effect, you can place this card in your back row face up. So basically, each trap has their own unique effect, unique first effect. Tidal basically gives all of your warriors 500 attack and defense, and it also lets you basically search cards. So this card is basically your Stratos for the entire deck. Campaign prevents all of your warrior monsters from being destroyed in battle, and also if you have any banished Argos monsters, you basically gain 500 life points, which funny enough, I think a card like Fire Princess could like Fire Sorcerer. Yeah, Fire Sorcerer can actually be beneficial in this deck, because if you gain life points, guess what? Your opponent gets dealt damage off of Fire Sorcerer, which is hilarious. And then with ETO, your warrior monsters can't be destroyed by card effects, and also you get to bounce a card from the field to the hand, which in a way kind of acts as like a compulse, if you will, which is really good. So all three work together in unison. And also, if you have any other trap monsters, you can use them to link summon, link summon, go into your Exceeds plays or whatever. This is actually not a bad archetype. That I would go so far as to say that this might just be one of the craziest archetypes out there, but it all depends on how the deck gets built. And I'm pretty sure that once this set gets released in the TCG, which I'm assuming, which I know it's supposed to be sometime in January, so by that point, let's see. Let's see. I think we should be getting a YCS sometime in February, I think. Okay, yeah. So supposedly it's gonna be in January. So by the time we get to YCS Orlando, which will be in February of next year, I'm assuming that this set, Supreme Darkness, will be playable during that time. And I'm assuming I'm assuming the cards that are going to be in that set are going to be played at that specific YCS, which I'm assuming this deck might just be one of them. So be sure to keep an eye out for this archetype, because you you might end up having to play a shit ton of hand traps, a shit ton of trap removal, trap disruptions. It's gonna be, I think YCS Orlando is gonna be a nasty event, to say the very least. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.